All right, what is up, everybody? It's been a while. We are currently on our 10th episode of our Rowdy Nights podcast. It's cool that we're back. It's been a long time since we uh, have been up and running this stuff. Yeah. So we are back after a couple months of not being back. We were away for a couple months. But before I get ready, before we get into getting all the news out of the way, let me just try to find it really quick. So I think we're I'm not sure if we're live or not, but I don't know if we're live right now. Look it up. It doesn't show that we are live. All right. Well, I guess we are. All right. Yeah. Well, I guess we are. Okay. Now we're actually live. Here we are. Okay. I didn't see the thing. We're live. Hello, everybody. Um, yeah. So hey, what's up? We are officially back after a very long hiatus. We're back. Um, it's gonna be a fun one tonight. I have a pretty big, show lined up. This should be about a half-hour show, but it could be a little bit longer. So yeah, it will be a pretty long show. I think it's going to be about half an hour. So yeah. Also, if you guys have any questions in the chat, I will answer them. So, all right. First things first, we are going to get into the truck series. Actually, we will do trucks first. Yeah. So in the truck series, really, there's no really brand new news. Um, Obviously, Ross Chastain is locked into the points. Um, Chastain is locked into the points in the truck series, so he um might get um the championship. The only really thing that happened in the truck race that's worthy of being talked about, Spencer Boyd, Natalie Decker made contact and wrecked pretty hard at Kentucky. My opinion on the accident is that Boyd came up. Boyd was on the bottom and had to come up. He came up, but he was very much forced to. And he got put into the wall, and unfortunately, Jordan Anderson caught a piece of it. Jordan Anderson is a very nice truck driver. Um, but yeah, so that's what happened. It's upsetting for, that the small team to get taken out like that, but it happens sometimes. Um. So now let's go into the Truck Series points. I will name the top 5, then go to like some. Get to the. I will name the top 5, and then uh do like honorable stuff or interesting people. Where they stand in the points. All right. So top 5: Grant Enfinger. Top of the board. Stuart Friesen second, 34 points behind. Third, Brett Moffitt, 41 points behind. Fourth, Matt Crafton, 50 points behind. And Harrison Burton, fifth, 94 points behind. Ben Rhodes, sixth, 98 points behind. Austin Hill, seventh, 130 points behind. Todd Gilliland sits eighth with he's he's 150 points behind. Sheldon Creed sits ninth, 155 points behind. And 10th place, Johnny Sauter. Obviously, he got suspended, but he sits 169 points behind. The projected playoffs. Oh, never mind. Okay. That's weird. I guess there's a glitch with some people, but it's weird. Okay, so that's Truck Series is done. We don't need to talk about trucks anymore. Let's move up to Xfinity. Let's look at the highlights from Xfinity. So, Christopher Bell won stage 1. Then, on the restart, the things got a little crazy. And the 22 went around. Then on the next restart, somebody took it 3 wide, which wasn't a good move. Christopher Bell won stage 2. And Cole Custer won the race and fell in victory lane. That's really everything that happened in the Xfinity race. Now let's go to the Xfinity point standings. Tyler Reddick sits first. Christopher Bell second, 67 points behind Reddick. Cole Custer third, 75 points behind. Austin Cindric fourth, 143 points behind. Justin Allgaier fifth, 147 points behind. Noah Gragson sixth, 195 points behind. Seventh, Michael Lynette, 224 points behind. Chase Briscoe eighth, 233. Ninth, John Hunter Nemechek, 234 points behind. And Justin Haley sits 10th, 236 points behind. There's nothing weird to point out in the points behind them. Nothing weird to point out at all. Now let's hop into the Monster Energy Cup Series highlights from the weekend. Chase Elliott blew the tire earlier in the race. Then the one car of Kurt Busch won stage 1. Stage 2 was won by Kyle Busch. There wasn't really any action until really the end of the race. There were a couple spins like Jimmy Johnson. But then the finish was one of the best finishes we've seen all season, with Kurt Busch holding off his younger brother Kyle to win in Kentucky. In my opinion, Eric Jones ruined Kyle Busch's shot at a victory. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's go on to Cup Series points. Joey Logano leads Cup Series, Monster Energy Cup Series points. Kyle Busch, 11 points behind in second. Kevin Harvick in third, 101 points behind. Brad Keselowski, fourth, 116 points behind. Denny Hamlin, fifth, 119 points behind. Martin Truex Jr., sixth, 128 points behind. Kurt Busch, seventh, 128 points behind, so sixth and seventh are tied. Chase Elliott, 139 points in eighth. In ninth, Alex Bowman, 192 points behind, and Eric Almirola sits 10th, 204 points behind. The things that are interesting with the Cup points, nothing except Casey Mears, 37th, Jamie McMurray, 35th in points. Jimmy Johnson, 15th. Uh, yeah, nothing else to talk about there. Let's go on to the highlights from IndyCar. On the start of the IndyCar race, um, literally heading into turn one, Rossi with the wheel spin. It was a very exciting first lap. Then Will Power decided, hey, I want to wreck some people, and took out several cars. Took out like 5 cars, not out of the race, but wrecked like 5 cars in like 5 seconds. So, my opinion, Will Power, not the smartest. Um, Nothing else really happened all day except some. Well, I guess when the 30 kind of caught on fire with Takuma Sato, his rear caught on fire, but um, then Will Power wrecked it again on the white flag. Yeah, Power wrecked it in the same exact corner. So that's yeah. I'll go through IndyCar points. I'll just go through the top 5, not saying how many points behind or anything like that. I'm just going to go through the top 5. Joseph Newgarden, Alexander Rossi, Simon Pagenaud, Scott Dixon, and Will Power, 5th in the IndyCar points. So, yeah. Now moving on to how did Joey Logano get points lead? Consistency. Getting locked up is, well, yeah. Um, Getting locked up is pretty much the same thing. Well, getting locked up is more sliding. But, really, anything else that I need to talk about? I'm making my return to MRA after half a season of leaving. I'm driving the 75. Um, but yeah. I don't think there was anything else that I really needed to talk about. Um, so I'm gonna take a little break, and we're gonna let our, I guess, producer, co-host Anderson Maxey join in. All right,
Hello.
welcome Anderson Maxey.
Hello.
All right, here he is. So, give your opinion on, I guess, the top 3 level NASCAR races this weekend.
All right. So the Truck Series, Tyler Ankrum pulled off underdog win, I should say. Lately in the Truck Series, we've been seeing teams that we never seen do good just do all of a sudden win. Like Ross Chastain has been winning races with Nice Motorsports. We never thought to see that team in victory
Chastain's
lane.
good
And then Tyler Ankrum just comes
because
and
Chastain's good. That's why.
Tyler Ankrum just comes and just wins and he just won. And I was like, wow, this guy really won. And then the Xfinity Series, just the usual. One of the big 3 won a race. Not really surprised. It's just been the Reddick, Bell, and Custer show lately. Last season, we had different guys winning. But even though last season we did have a big 3, it was Custer, Bell, and Allgaier. But Allgaier has been replaced by his ex-teammate, Tyler Reddick. And then we'll go to the Cup Series. Yeah, Joey Logano has the points lead. Got Cowboys second in points. Kevin Harvick is third. Even though Kevin Harvick has not been, he's been so close to winning. Atlanta, he was one of them. But yeah, Kevin Harvick has not won a race yet. That is surprising. That is really surprising. Nobody that whole Stewart-Haas racing crew. It's just their Xfinity team is just making them still be known this season. While the Cup guys, especially Harvick, Harvick's not even. He's still up there. It's just he's not holding it enough to get a win here. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, a lot of these Xfinity drivers, I'm noticing, haven't been racing as hard as that they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember, I used to watch Xfinity races. You had a bunch of Cup guys in there, and if you wanted to beat one of the Cup guys, you had to be extremely good
And every time there was a cup
in
guy, and every time there was a cup guy,
Xfinity.
uh, when there was a cup guy racing, when there was lots of cup guys racing in one race, the highest finish Xfinity guy used to be Allgaier. But I don't know. Allgaier's been falling off lately. He's been wrecking a lot. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with Junior Motorsports. Period. Like usually, Junior Motorsports at least has like 4 wins right now. Like at this moment, but now they just have one, and that was at Daytona by Michael Annett.
Yeah, it's because you have all these other kind of competitive drivers. With Joe Gibbs' Xfinity ride. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of these drivers now, a lot of these teams have pay drivers. A lot of pay drivers on their team now, compared to where you would really only see some rare pay drivers. Now you have all these pay drivers coming in, like Noah Gregson and um the driver of the 19,
Brendan
Brandon
Jones.
Jones. That's his name. Brandon Jones. Yeah, when he's also a pay driver because his father owns Ream and that stuff. But before, it was very rare to see a pay driver because
Unless you were a Darren Hart Jr.
um
back then.
well, Junior wasn't really a pay driver.
Yeah.
He was more or less just the son of another driver. The other pay drivers are Paul Menard. His obviously with the whole Menard stuff, but there really haven't been a lot of pay drivers
Yeah,
recently,
and
besides an
What
Xfinity
Noah
and the
just
Truck
said
Series.
in the chat just reminded me. There's been another guy who we have not heard of in a long time, and that is that 23 driver John Hart Niemann.
Yeah, well, he also got screwed out of the whole deal with when Chip Ganassi shut down.
Yeah.
Because if Ganassi didn't shut down in Xfinity, they could have ran like the number 1 or the number 24.
Or
Well, not
bring
24.
or
Who owns
bring
that?
the
Well, so, they would have ran a 2-car team
yeah, they could have brought the
in
48 back.
Xfinity with Chastain running full time.
Yeah.
48, yes. But they could have done. All drivers are paid. A pay driver is a driver that has um that has a big share in the company. You know,
Like Paul Menard.
because Noah Gregson's father owns Switch. Paul Menard's father owns Menards. Brandon Jones' father owns Ream. Those are pay drivers because they help pay for the team to continue. I was watching a video the other day, probably about a month ago, and they were talking about JJ Yeley and how Yeley's situation is similar to Brandon Jones, his situation. And I would agree with that, except for the fact that he is, in fact, a pay driver. And if they were to kick Brandon Jones off the team, they would be forced to shut down the 19 crew. And with the 81 being operated by Extreme Concepts, that would leave only the 20 running full time, and Kyle Busch running 6 or 7 races per year. Um, yeah.
And here's one thing I would like to talk
A lot
about.
of drivers.
Lots of stuff I want to say is one driver has been saying stuff lately, but he's been doing it back to others, and that's Brad Keselowski with that whole blocking deal. Uh, so
Yeah, this whole Brad Keselowski thing has been kind of crazy recently. At
mhm.
Daytona, he wrecked William Byron in practice. In my opinion, a very stupid move because it's practice.
Yeah,
However, recently we've seen a lot of practice incidents
when I first
recently
saw the
with
replay,
with a lot of it.
it looked like Byron did come down, but then All of a sudden, I saw the replay one more time, and it looked like Brad was like all up on his left panel, like left
What?
rear, and then he just got Byron loose coming to the turn. And Byron spun.
However, Brad Keselowski tried to do it again in the race with Kevin Harvick. Bumped Harvick out of the way. Harvick saved the
Exactly.
car. However, he got a taste of his own medicine when Kevin Harvick did the same thing to him.
Yeah,
Wrecked him.
cause we all know, especially for you guys that have been watching NASCAR for a long time now. We used to know if you used to do that, if you did that Kevin Harvick like a long time ago, he would have got out of his car and tried to fight you. We all know how Kevin Harvick, and Kevin Harvick would still do that. Like, we all know Kevin Harvick, man. He had lots of rivalries with lots of people. Like, I remember Denny Hamlin, he had, especially Joe Logano. Him and Joe Logano used to hate each other.
I remember that feud. That was 2010 Pocono, I believe,
Yep.
when Logano wrecked, or Harvick wrecked Logano, and Joey said Delana really wore the fire suit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, another pay driver, Ben Rhodes. How Ben Rhodes isn't running full time really. One other thing I do want to bring up that's happening very shortly, the Eldora Dirt Derby. Coming up, I believe, August 1st. So that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Although that weekend is also Watkins Glen for the Cup Series, which I'm going to be going to Watkins Glen. So that's going to, mess up because I'm going to be watching the Eldora Dirt Derby. Then the next day I'm going to be leaving. Truck Series has been the most eventful series out of all three. If you want to go and look for some good classic side-by-side NASCAR battling, go watch the Truck Series. You say you want more road courses, the Truck Series goes to road courses, different road courses than the Cup Series does. You say you want dirt tracks, the Truck Series goes to dirt tracks. The Truck Series used to go to different short tracks, but now they don't. In my opinion, the short tracks that the Truck Series goes to were amazing. Every week watching the Truck Series. Well, I guess they go to Gateway, but that's really it. I mean, the Truck Series at Bristol are they're heading back to Richmond, but the Truck Series, they used to always go to the short tracks, and it was, like IRP and all these other short tracks that the Truck Series used to go to. They've all basically shut down after the Truck Series left. And the Truck Series used to be, they didn't even used to run a Daytona. Because back when it was the Super Truck Series, when NASCAR first founded it, they used to only run at short tracks. And it used to be like the K&N series, but with trucks. And it was another feeder series. However, then a bunch of the older guys went down there, and some of the Cup guys would run down there. And then it kind of turned into a bigger thing than it was meant to be. If you ever look up 90s trucks, you don't usually see a lot of the super speedway stuff. It was
Let's bring up how MRA is going to Kentucky this weekend that's coming up. So, guys don't know, MRA has been. We're in our 8th season now. We're going to Kentucky, and we are using tank meshes. We're back tank meshes with drafting script and a non-vision leg. So we're gonna see lots of side-by-side action here, and then we're gonna see some big moves and some bumps. And knowing MRA, we're gonna see dumping runs on the restart. So yeah. And your Rowdy Knights host here is returning on the track in the 75.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut 75 is going to be on track. Last time I ran the 75 was, I think, season 1. I have not been in the 75 in a long time. Might have been season 3. I forgot what. No, I think I ran the 75 season 3. Um, However, I have not been in the 75 in a long time because it's either always been the 18 or the 07. But now I'm gonna run in the 75. I have points. I have the points to do it because Ford gave me his points.
Hmm.
Um, which means now I have points. I have a shot to get in the chase, and points reset in the chase. So if I make the chase, I have an equal shot at getting in. Getting a shot at
As
the
of right now,
championship.
what I'm trying to do, I don't really care if I don't win in the regular season anymore. I'm just trying to defend my regular season champ spot. That's all I'm trying to do.
I was a regular season champ before, back in like season 6, season 4, I think, one of those two.
Yeah, I'm just trying to just hold it there. As of
Um, Kentucky is a very different racetrack than uh, a lot of others. It's fast, kind of flat, and very slick. Kentucky is a very different racetrack.
and we'll be having
I think that
some.
I don't think the Cup Series runs Kentucky a lot.
Now we're really starting to go back to Kentucky, and MRA will go back to having longer races now. Like Cup will have 26, Xfinity will have 24, and trucks will have like 23. So the off weeks are coming back for
The lap?
the off weeks. Yep, for next season.
Oh, I thought you said okay. I thought you were thinking. I thought those was the lap, so I was like, what?
No, no, no. For
Yeah.
the laps, oh, for the laps, we've been doing lots of long races now. Like Martinsville for the chase for Cup is gonna be 200 laps.
Jesus, a
Yeah.
lot. I remember when I like the first ever like extremely long race that I ever did was probably Lugs Atlanta because I remember Daytona was only like 60 laps or something like that.
Mm.
But I remember Atlanta for one season was like 125, and I could just remember this. Yeah, I'm thinking of this is such a long race. How am I ever going to get through it? Um,
Yeah, I remember
I
those.
guess I'll go through our ones to watch in Kentucky this week. You can start with yours for trucks, and I'll go for mine.
Trucks. ThorSport. They've been one of the best top teams in the truck series lately. And they're bringing back the magic that ThorSport used to have when they just had Dale. And then after Dale went to move on, ThorSport has not been cooperating. And then once Tuck took over, right now Tuck is just doing good with his team as a first team owner time with ThorSport. And this ThorSport has just been one of the most best teams so far in the league and in the Division 3. And all I know, what I'm thinking right now, I think ThorSport could pull it off here at Kentucky. And I think I might have to go with that 88 truck of Adam Medina, aka AJ. AJ's been finding some grooves at practice today. He's been finding some ways. Just the only thing that's getting his way is those damn KBM hatery Toyotas just wrecking him all the time. And that's been the main problem. ThorSport and KBM have not been friendly this whole season. And it came with Daytona when JoJo bushwhacked and just wrecked every single damn ThorSport driver all the time. And Tough didn't like it. And we all know who Tough is and how he can get. If you wreck one of his drivers, don't you're gonna have to expect the whole team to come back at you and bite you in the ass.
Yeah, before Tough Tyler was a truck series owner, he was a driver for me, and he won a championship for me. All the way back in season 4, driving the 32 Alpha Energies car, and he was a hell of a driver.
So that
And I feel
means
like most of his drivers act a lot like him with the like how competitive they are.
Yeah, so that means Tough knows what he's doing. He knows what he could do to be a champ.
Yeah, I definitely think Tough can give them a pep talk. Um, that like I definitely feel like that Tough is, obviously a very good driver as well as a team owner.
Mm-hmm.
However, my pick for the truck series is Elijah Gorman. I think Breezy has got this truck win in the bag. I feel like just with how good he is overall, I feel like Breezy is going to win in the truck series.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go to Xfinity. Let's see.
Alright, you can start yours.
Well, you start, cause what I'm about to say is just a lot.
Okay, I hope we're not picking the same driver though.
Oh god.
My pick for Xfinity is the guy who sits third in the points right now, Joey Maddox. I think he's gonna win Xfinity just because I've seen the way he can race other people, and I just know that he has the potential to win at a fast racetrack like Kentucky. I remember when he won at Auto Club back last season, when there was a 3-car spin at the line, he was the one that held it off and won. So he's a very impressive driver, and I feel like he can win. All right, who's your pick?
It's really hard because D2 has just been confusing this season. Like, usually in D2, we just have one guy, like, whipping everybody's A and, like, winning, like, 5 races at this time. But at this point, we really haven't. Yeah, Reckless has 2 wins, but he hasn't been, like, that, like, around, like, every race. We've been having, like, crazy. We've been having, like, crazy battles, and, like, it's just been a mix up. Because King Laser won Daytona. Then Pepper went on to win Atlanta after the McCool Racing Team decides to freaking choke. And then we go on to week 3 at Iowa. The 11 car wins. And then we just go on to like so many races. There's been different guys. And right now, I don't even have a playoff prediction for D2. Like,
Really? Wow.
damn, like, because D2's just been a whole mix-up of just competition. But whenever there's, like, a crazy battle, there's always that one guy who can have a chance to, pull it off. And even though he's, like, consistent, like, he'll be in the front sometimes and he'll be in the mid-pack, but he's not really in the back. But he's been getting good top 5 finishes, top 3s. And my prediction for this race is Mr. That number 1 driver, Frio the Milkshake.
Wow, that's actually interesting. My pick for D1 is probably going to be myself.
Yeah, I'm predicting myself to win.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat these guys. My pick is actually you. I say you're going to win. Just because I know how much you want to win. Makes me think that you're going to be able to go and get
and
the win.
it's non-vision lag with the bump and run, so if you just like clip me for no reason, yeah, I'm biting you back in the ass.
That's true. Another thing I do want to bring up is when I first started racing, I was like a dirt driver.
Yeah.
Like I was always on the dirt and I was always sliding and I was always beating banging. Now this new generation, as when they started racing, they were running short tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all asphalt drivers. I'm not an asphalt type of guy. Well, I am. I didn't start on asphalt, so I had to get used to how the car doesn't really slide through the corners.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just there are two very different ways to look at these two new generations of racers. And I personally think that this series is going to be such a great series because you have the young guns running in the truck series, and they're going to come up and take over the take over our rides. I've been in here for 8 seasons now, and I've seen all these young guns come up here and leave. Um, and it's just crazy because you see all these guys come in here and thinking they're going to be great. Then they all leave before they get and before they reach full their full potential on the racetrack.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. It's just like D1 has just been so competitive, but it looks like I think I'm the only one that has multiple wins in that division. But here's the weird part though about this season. Toyota has not won a single race yet. It's just been Chevys and Fords.
Really?
Yeah. We're not even gonna talk about JGR because JGR they had so many opportunities to win, but they choked.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what they're best at. No, I'm kidding. But it's weird to see such a great race team that is championship worthy kind of have this happen to them.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with JGR lately, or the other Toyota. It's crazy. Um, right now, who you got any playoff predictions for Murray?
I think I'm gonna make it, but I don't know for playoff predictions. Um, I mean, I think JJ isn't gonna make it. I think Agent's gonna get eliminated, and I think I'm gonna sneak in there. I think it's gonna be a hard fought battle
For
in
me,
these final 2 races.
yeah, I'm gonna make the chase. For as of right now, I'm just trying to make sure
Oh,
I do
sure.
not. I'm just trying to make sure I do not become a like a actual like how rookies do in like the Cup Series when they make the chase. I'm trying to make sure I do not get eliminated first round. So yeah, the first round, yeah.
The big thing, definitely staying in there. I think the key to having success in the top series is definitely just consistency is key. You know, finishing one race outside of the top 5, that shouldn't really hurt you, but in reality it does.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try to make every finish, even if it's not a win, at least better than, at least try your hardest every single race. Don't say, oh, don't say, oh, I finished, blah 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 P3 this race, or I'm in P3 with 5 to go.
Here's just the reason
Don't just
why.
give up.
Yeah, but here's just been the reason why we rage. It's because like I know everybody has this type of thing. When you are so close to winning the race, but then you end up losing. I know like something in your body just makes your emotional system like just like turn like to you know what I mean by that, right? Like
Yeah.
like something in your body just like changes and then you start to like get mad and everything and like try to blame on something. I know everybody has that before. That had to happen to everybody here before. And yeah, it's Roblox. Yeah, but we just can't control ourselves sometimes. Sometimes if we really get mad, there's no way we're gonna control ourselves until we you know stop doing what we were doing because we were mad.
Definitely, thinking of getting mad. When you get mad coming to the line, it's say you finish P3 and you're mad at yourself, right? Just what you need to do is you really need to start and take a step back and think this was a great finish for the crew. This is going to help us heading into next week instead of, oh, I should have won the race. That's the difference between a good driver and a great driver. behind the wheel. The one that can say, "Oh, good, we're going to take this momentum and move on to next week," or the ones that say, "Well, think of all the second place finishes we had. Think about if they were all wins." And yes, it is a Kyle Busch quote, so sue me.
Here's a few things I'd say. What I'm trying to do now is just if something happens on the track, then I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm not gonna That's one thing everybody needs to learn how to do because, I know you
And leave it on the track.
Yeah, leave it on track. You get wrecked, and then you'll go to the damn Discord and start raging in there like anybody wants to hear it. Dang, did he wreck you on the track or outside the track? If he wrecked you on the track, then that you could get mad on the track. Well, what happens stays there, and then you could bring it back up for the next race, and if you if somebody wrecks you, dang well next week you can wreck them back. You can. So what's the reason of getting mad when you could just do it back?
Yeah, you see now my whole opinion on getting them back the week prior. I don't like that kind of stuff because you think about it. You have the whole week. Tony Stewart made a really good point. Where by the time you've unpacked and you're home, right, and then you go the next week. You go on the plane. You go fly. You go do testing. You go practice. You go qualify. You do practice again. You buckle in. It's the parade lap. You're about to go green. You kind of forget about what happened last week. Last week doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, well, here's what I do though.
If you think about it,
I don't wreck them prior. I just wait for a good moment. If they're in the chase and then they're on the brink of elimination, I'm gonna wreck them. And then if I'm good on the chase, then I'm gonna wreck them. And they're gonna get mad. I was like, oh well, that's for wrecking me at this track.
But in my opinion, I think it's you go off from one week, you're mad, right? You go into the next week, and instead of getting mad and wrecking them, what if you were to just say, okay, I'm better than you, and win the race?
Oh yeah, that is low-key true. If you know you're better than the guy, then don't argue with him.
Don't waste your time saying, oh, I'm better than you, and don't waste your time wrecking you and wrecking your own car in the process. Just go out there and win the race if you know you're better than them. I feel like that's the better retaliation. It's not wrecking them and taking them out of the playoffs. No, it's just showing that you're a better person.
Here's the one question I like to ask you. After Kurt Busch's win, people have been asking, has Kurt Busch become an underrated driver?
I don't think so. I don't think that he's become an underrated driver. I feel like people still you can clearly see that he still has potential.
Yeah, this whole season he's been all up on everybody's grill.
Finished in the top 5, or he got top 10s for the first how many races this season? He's a very good driver, and I don't really like him. I'm not a big Kurt Busch fan. I'm a Kyle Busch fan. I know it's very weird, but he's still a very good driver.
Yeah,
I think.
Alright, looks like we can end it off here.
Yeah. I feel like this is a good time to end it. It's been about 45 minutes. So, I'll see you guys next week.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.